Live from Arlington, Virginia, here at Bishop J. O'Connell High School. It's DMVstream.com's Game of the Week. We got high school hoops as Paul VI looks to come into Bishop O'Connell and knock off the Knights. Welcome in, everybody, to tonight's broadcast. Here to tell you the story, I'm Brian Gardner, joined by Junior Burrow. And Junior, we should be in for a good one here today. Two of the top teams in one of the top conferences in the nation.
Absolutely. We were talking before. I wasn't convinced before that this is the top conference in the country, and now they're convincing me. Paul VI is obviously nationally ranked. They have everything you want, a smorgasbord of players. Bishop O'Connell's been doing it for a while now. Joey Wooten, they've been doing a fantastic job. This is going to be a fantastic game. The crowd is here. Everybody's here. I love being here. I'm glad we're here together.
Absolutely, and I am too, Mr. Burrow. And let's go ahead and jump right into the players we're going to be taking a special look at here in tonight's broadcast. First, of course, for Paul VI, we're talking about a kid who's going to Georgetown.
Right, absolutely. I mean, Marcus Derrickson is that guy. He's an inside-outside threat on every level. Coach loves him. He passes the ball well. He's doing a little bit of everything for him, rebounding it. He's going to be probably a key for everybody to watch tonight as far as what he's able to do. It might not come up on the scoreboard. It might not be a stat, but the bottom line is he has to be put in a scenario where he's always being guarded. He's always part of what the other team is doing defensively. And earlier this week, we caught up with Marcus and talked a little bit about the fact that he's going to Georgetown.
I know it's going to be a commitment because, I want to have that on my mind the whole season, but I always knew Georgetown was in school. They've been there since they offered me freshman year, and I just always knew it. I watched them coming up and growing up and stuff like that. And I feel as though my personnel fit perfect with their system, and they have an excellent system.
Is not the only ones who have themselves a big-time college recruit going to a local school, a school that people around here know very well. Bishop O'Connell's got one themselves with Melo Trimble. Absolutely.
Everything you want in a scoring guard, a smorgasbord of shots. He's more of a scorer, old school world be free type. He just understands how to score and how to play. And Paul VI is going to have the hands full. He's going to have a great game, obviously, for them to have a chance tonight.
Well, Melo dropped 30 their last time they played here on this court. That was on Saturday. He's headed for Maryland. He's going to be at Terrapin, and he talked a little bit about that as well with us earlier this week.
I just feel like more of my fans and my family would come to the games, but I really didn't care where I went. I know I want to go to Maryland, but I just felt a good fit. So I know even my friends told me Maryland's a good fit for me. They seen Maryland playing stuff like that, and even the coaches behind me. So staying here is it's really big to me because I don't get homesick a lot, but it's just something about Maryland that I really just wanted to go there.
All right, and Paul VI. Their head coach is Glenn Farello. Farello, a guy who really has them going. And Junior, we joked a little bit before we got going on our broadcast here that they all have almost as many assistants as they have players on the team. But the man who controls it all is Glenn Farello. Our Marissa Pilla, who will be joining us throughout the broadcast from the sidelines, she had a chance to speak with Glenn Farello a little bit before we started things up here tonight.
Coach, last time you met Bishop O'Connell was last year's playoffs where you lost by 2. How big of a role does redemption play in tonight's match?
Not at all. Every season is different. We've moved on from that. We're immersed into this season right now. We're just trying to get better middle of the season.
And you guys kind of have an infamous student group here, the Sixth Man. How big of a role do they play in kind of amping your team up?
They play a huge role in our success. I mean, our kids love them. They feel like they owe it to them, and they bring it every single time, no matter if it's a home game and an away crowd. So we're very, very proud of our Sixth Man. We feel like they're one of the best student sections in the whole country.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Well, Farello really seems to have his guys ready to play today. Didn't have a chance. We both had a chance to speak with him a little bit earlier. What he told me was when I asked him about Bishop O'Connell in particular, he said, hey, we're focused on us. It's going to be a great atmosphere tonight, rivalry game, but we're going to go out there and we're going to play our game.
Right, that's just a code word for, listen, we're really, really talented. We shouldn't be worried about anything. If we do what we're supposed to do, this is going to be an easy win for us. He doesn't want to say that, obviously. He has to respect everybody they're going to play. It's a rivalry game. Maybe 4 or 5 X's between the schools as far as distance between them. They've been playing each other in these last few years as really competitive. A bunch of guys, Division I caliber talent. Just one of those situations where he just has to be he's as confident as you can possibly be in a game like this. It's very rare that you can get Farello to be that confident because, you know, usually O'Connell's just as talented in every position. But tonight, Paul the Sixth has everything you want.
Paul the Sixth might be the #1 team right now. Bishop O'Connell was the #1 team last year. They're coached by Joey Wooten, who Marissa also caught up with just a little bit earlier.
All right, Coach, you're playing in front of a sold-out crowd, in front of your home fans. How do you use this excitement to boost your team?
You know, we told our guys it's a great rivalry between both schools. We told our guys just to trust themselves. What happens between the lines is obviously what happens between the lines. I think key to us is playing with a lot of composure and making this a game that we're controlling the tempo, and they're going to want to push tempo. We're going to want to control tempo. So I think that's the key. But it's obviously a lot of fun. It's what high school basketball is all about.
All right, and you're also undefeated in your conference going into this game. Obviously, you want to keep that going. What's your plan to keep that streak alive?
I think we have to do a good job on the backboards. We have to control tempo. They're obviously very talented, and they want to make it an up-and-down game. And we're going to run when we can, but we also want to run good offense and create good scoring opportunities as well.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Well, Junior, we've been here for a while, and we've been talking a lot about this game tonight, and specifically what each team has to do to come out of here with a victory. Of course, Paul the Sixth, the #1 team in this D.C. metro area, they're favored. The defending champs, the Bishop O'Connell Knights, here in the WCAC, they have a little bit of a tougher task. First, though, for Paul the Sixth, what do they need to do today?
Well, you're going to be talking about playing as fast as possible. Speed kills. This is one of those teams that everybody's running, everybody's moving. They take the ball out. They're trying to get it up and down the floor as fast as possible. They're trying to create as many shot attempts and as many attempts on both ends, as much pressure as you can possibly get. They're just trying to really wear you down by attrition. I mean, this is an impressive high school team as far as individual talent and athleticism playing under these particular circumstances, which is a really fast way to play. You couldn't ask for a better situation the way Farello has these guys going.
They're here in hostile territory, of course. We look to our left. We see the Bishop O'Connell student section, but they brought their boys as well, as the sixth man is here and hoping to have some cheers.
Well, it's just going to be one of those situations. Listen, they're going to have to be in the game early. I mean, you're going to need Melo Trimble to show up tonight. He's going to have to do something he's normally capable of doing, obviously 30, maybe 40 points or something in that regard. He's going to need some help from some other guys, but he has to be a star tonight. It's just the bottom line. He's playing against one of the best teams I've seen put together, and of course, you know, losing some things that they lost last year. Now he's on a team now. He has to be more of a leader. They have to watch their turnovers. Paul the Sixth is going to trap him and press him in pretty much the entire night, and they have the ability to do it. So he's going to have to be very conscious of his shot attempts and what everybody else is doing, and their turnovers have to be limited.
We talked about the stars here for Bishop O'Connell, and of course, Melo Trimble, the man who's going to be a terrapin. Right. Last time out against Bishop McNamara, he went for 30, and something that you notice about him, and we talked about this before, is he's even. The entire time he looks smooth. It looks like the game might be a little bit slower to him.
I'll tell you what you also have to watch, and we didn't get an opportunity to talk about it. He draws fouls as well. This is one of those teams where they're going to be all over him. He's very intelligent, very smart, crafty guy. If he can get himself going at the free throw line, get some guys in foul trouble, give himself an opportunity, it's going to be really important how the referees call this game for him. He has the ball in his hands all the time. Coach Wooten knows exactly what to do. Everybody on this team understands who the leader of this team is. He's done a fantastic job so far this year. You know, we're just going to see. I'm really interested in seeing how he comes out and starts. You want to get him going really early.
And a guy who not only draws fouls, but he knocks down his free throws almost a 90% clip so far in the season. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first, of course, for the Paul the Sixth Panthers. Kevin Dorsey, the point guard, is really the floor general. He'll start with Evan Taylor and Josh Reeves joining him in the backcourt. And then, of course, the big men, Marcus Derrickson, headed to Georgetown, just a junior, but with the Oriole commit, and Quadri Smith, who's going to play his ball at UNC Greensboro. This is a big boy.
I'll tell you what, the base of this team, they rebound the ball. They got to be careful. This is what you want. I mean, Marcus Derrickson, Quadri Smith are two of the bigger guys you're going to run across in high school basketball. They're very smart. They pass the ball well between each other. And Quadri knows that Marcus Derrickson is the guy.
And of course, the Bishop O'Connell Knights, they're a little bit smaller, kind of go with a four-guard look with Jamal King, Ako Adams, Melo Trimble, who we talked a lot about, Omer Berry, and Randall Gaskins.
You would really think that you would want to put this type of team in the transition game, but it's not going to be a good situation for them tonight if they continue going up and down the floor, but we'll see.
Here in the WCAC, before the national anthem, they often begin with a prayer. As, of course, the first C in WCAC does stand for Catholic. So we'll now go ahead and pause and join them in the prayer and the national anthem. Again, this is DMVstream.com's Game of the Week.
We should always try to do the very best with them that we can. Father, we pray for health and safety for all of your children, and thank you for the many chances you give us to do your will and to help all the lives we touch. We ask for all this in the name of your Son and our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Junior, you gotta love that with Paul VI students here in enemy territory. They shout out, and where the anthem says in the home of the brave, no, it's the home of the Panthers.
I tell you what, everywhere they go this year and the next few years, they're going to have an opportunity. Also, they'll be in the six-man and the team that they have they're putting out there. You should be as confident as you can possibly be, but we always love hearing the national anthem. Man, it makes me feel good every time I hear it.
We talked a little bit about this in our open, that the champions of the WCAC last year, Bishop O'Connell, the last time these two teams meet was in the tournament in the semifinals. As you can see on your screen there, O'Connell squeaked by Paul VI.
Had an opportunity to talk to Coach Farello about that, and that's one of the first things he brought up. Every time these teams play, it's usually close, and it's one play here, one play there that costs you the game, obviously, with the game being that close. And if Coach Wooten and those guys can keep it as close as we think it is, it's a rivalry game or whatever rivalry games are, they have an opportunity to win because they have a closer, and that's just the bottom line of it. I think Farello really does believe it. They're really hyped about it. This is what he wants to do. He has a team right now that he wants to explode. They want to come out fast, and they want to take over this game early and get the crowd out of it.
And that's exactly what Bishop O'Connell doesn't want to happen. Of course, on paper, you look at this, they might be a little overmatched by Paul VI. So you talked about a team loaded with Division I talent. O'Connell, they're a little bit more reliant on their star power as they're going through their starting lineups right now. But what can happen, especially with a high-scoring guard like Mello Trimble, get out there, knock down a couple of shots, and maybe get a couple of starts early, this horde of blue can make some noise.
Absolutely. When you start talking about who's the star and who's that guy, a lot of your times your role players, you can get that fear factor out of it. You're playing against one of the best teams in the area. You're also playing against a team that you know is highly ranked in the country. That's just the bottom line of what's going on the other side of it. They have their hands full. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like there's no chance for them to win because it's a rivalry game, but they're going to have to come out fast. They're going to have to come out ready to play, do a better job of executing. This is going to be a test for them. They've already lost a few games earlier in the year. I mean, you're really going to have to show up for this team. This is going to be a pleasure for you and I to do the game. It's going to be fun to watch. This Paul VI team is special.
I've been looking forward to it all week, Junior, and then just one last thing about this crowd in Trimble. Last one announced, of course, as is customary for your best player. Loudest cheer by far for number 10, and you got the Mello Trimble chant coming from his classmates.
I tell you what, you said it earlier, Bishop O'Connell's Catholic school, they said a prayer early. I hope that he's really got an eye for this game because they're going to need it tonight, and Mello Trimble has an opportunity to show up tonight. This is when he shows up. Last year, coming to a few games, every time the crowd needed him, every time the school needed him to play, he showed up and played. He has the ability tonight to keep this game close by himself, and I think he has an opportunity to do it. We'll see.
As we're ready to tip it off, the chant was "This is our house," and the ball is thrown, and we are underway here in Arlington as Melo Trimble will bring it across against what looks to be a man-to-man defense.
Absolutely.
Moving it over to the right side, and now it's King having it knocked out of his hands, and quickly, just 12 seconds in, we'll get a throw-in on the sideline.
Paul VI has everything you need to keep Melo Trimble in front of him. They have the players. It's one of those situations where you really don't have to do a lot of double teaming them. With the kind of athletes they have on that team.
Left side, it's King. Watches Trimble go through instead of the high elbow with Barry's jumper. That's good.
Already, role players showing up.
Omar Barry, long and athletic, but answering quickly is Kevin Dorsey with a nice jumper of his own, and we're square at 2-2 just 40 seconds in.
Right, absolutely. Just as fast as they can get it up and down the floor. And, of course, we keep forgetting about Kevin Dorsey, who's also a big-time player.
Adams has it stripped. On the break, the Panthers layup up and good from Josh Reeves. A little bit of pressure coming here as Adams brings it across the timeline. Knocked over and out of bounds. They'll take it once again. Just 1 minute into this game, the score 4-2.
Used to watch Temple play all the time. Deflections. Paul VI is getting a lot of deflections. He gets your athletes in roll and get them moving and stuff. This is not the way you want to start this game off if you're O'Connell.
The Panthers in black providing some token pressure as Melo walks it across. Number 10, you can see him in those fluorescent sneakers that he wears as he moves it on the right side.
I already don't like the way they're playing him at the top. It's easy to help and defend off of him in that particular situation there. You got to do a better job of finding a way to get him going early.
Floater from King in and out. Gaskins fighting for it. It's out of bounds. Last touch by the big man, Quadri Smith. So with a fresh 35 on the shot clock, 6:34 to play in the first quarter here. 4-2, PVI leading the homestanding O'Connell Knights.
I'm glad you see that. The shot clock is going to be really important for O'Connell. You want to make sure you get these guys moving around defensively and giving them an opportunity to do some things.
Trimble airballs the floater, pushing the other way. Here's a corner pocket three missed by Josh Reeves. Offensive rebound fighting Derrickson, and he's going to be called for a travel. But there's something we talked about a little bit, Junior, the offensive glass being crashed by the Paul VI Panthers and the big man Derrickson active on the boards early.
The big fellas. I mean, this is where the game is going to be won. It's always won in the trenches. You can win the game down in there if you just continue to play. They're going to offensive rebound everything.
The Knights break the press, but King misses the layup. And here come the Panthers the other way with their point guard, Kevin Dorsey. Inside to Quadri Smith, puts it up with some pressure, and he gets it up and in.
That's where their advantage is. Inside, inside, inside. Quadri Smith. Not as highly touted as Mark and Derrickson, but just as effective inside the lane.
5:54 to play in the first quarter. O'Connell down early. The score is 6-2. The Panthers of Paul VI lead them as King drives into the lane. Kick out jumper from Gaskins, no good. Rebound though, and back out to the point for Adams, who drives with a lefty floater. He missed it. Offensive rebound crashed once again. Kick back out for Gaskins, and now it's Melo Trimble.
I tell you what, already you can tell the way the referees are going to call this game. They're not calling the ticky-tack fouls. They're making you make shots over top of defensive players. This is going to be a tough situation here for this O'Connell team. They're very small, and they don't have a lot of girth to them. They're going to have to make some outside shots.
King for three, it's there. You set it up perfectly, Junior, as Jamal King knocks it down, the second leading scorer on this team, just under 18 points per game.
I tell you what, every team needs a Robin. And we know who Batman is. Where's Robin at today? He's already showing you he's going to be that guy.
5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Left wing with some pressure. It's Josh Reeves going down low to Smith on the baseline. Faking, driving, up and under. That's pretty, but he missed the layup. Rebound Barry, and here comes Adams.
The thing you worry about most if you're O'Connell is that how close every shot seems to be wide open. These are just random misses. You got to make Paul VI make some shots over top of people.
4:35 in the first as the three from Trimble is in and out. Rebound Derrickson, outlet for Dorsey. Dorsey will pull up. No, he's going to pass it baseline. Now trailing is Derrickson. Right wing and driving. Losing the handle is Taylor, but picked up in the corner. Taylor underneath again. Layup up and in. 4:12 to play in the first as Trimble against pressure. His team trailing by 3. It's 8-5.
Paul VI constantly putting pressure on you on both ends of the floor, trying to speed O'Connell up, trying to make him use less of the shot clock. This is what happens when you take these kind of shots early. They got to find a way to get Melo some easy looks, though.
Trimble around a screen for three, and it's short. He's firing early but not hitting as Paul VI will push the other way with Dorsey.
Everything's contested so far, so good.
Layup from Dorsey just over the lunging Barry, but the rebound put back up and in. Now Trimble off the break. He's going to draw the foul, and there's another thing we talked about. He can draw the fouls at will almost, and this is a kid who makes his free throws.
I tell you what, he's not the most athletic guy that you're going to come across, but I tell you what he does do. He does a fantastic job of drawing contact. He has a very nice frame, physically fit, strong, makes his free throws, and that's part of his game. I mean, very, very nice to see him play like this. He got the referees already seeing him as being somebody who's been hit contact. He's already said a couple of things to the referees. So it's good to see him at the free throw line. Now he has to just make them.